Hello everyone, I want to start working on my Daphne's Diary project for Christmas 2024. This was the Daphne's Diary glue book magazine that I made last year, and of course because of everything that was going on with my cancer diagnosis, I just never got around to finishing it. I put a poll out when I did the flip through of the 2024 Christmas Daphne's Diary issue, asking what you thought about whether I should carry on with the old one or make a new one, and it was pretty much unanimous that people said no, just you've already made this one here, so carry on with it. So that's what I'm going to do. Now I'm going to be using a mixture of different Daphne's Diary festive magazines. We've got the latest edition, which is number 8 2024. I've also got the one from last year. Here it is. I usually buy 2 copies of these. I get the one that's sent to me by very kindly from Daphne's Diary Direct, and I always buy another copy as well, just to give me a reference point as I'm making. These are the leftover pages from the edition that I used to make the cover. So, we've got plenty of pages there. And then I've also got 2 older magazines. I've got issue number 8 2022 and issue number 8 2021 as well. Before I started working with Daphne's Diary, when I used to subscribe myself. So I've got plenty to pull from to try and fill this this glue book before the end of the season. We shall see how I get on. But what I think I'm going to do to start off with is park this new one for the time being and use what I already have. I'm going to, flick through this and remind myself. I know that I've used a lot of the pages because I can remember pulling some of these last year as well. Not just for my Christmas edition. I think I've used some of these pages for other Daphne's Diary projects as well. But we'll see what I can come up with. I just absolutely adore these nutcrackers. I know that I've got some of these to spare, so I'm just going to remind myself of what I've done so far. I'll remind you too. I didn't get very far, to be honest. That's the cover. Front and back and the inside. The pages, the signatures were mainly pages from the magazine. Let me just check that I'm in camera shot. In fact, I can probably zoom this in a little bit for you. So lots of pages left to fill because I barely got started with this. We've got a little pocket here. I did this page. In fact, I think this was maybe one that I did when I started using issue number 1 2024, and I felt that it was more suited to the Christmas journal, so I've transferred it over to this one. And of course this was on the back. Love that. And then what else have we got? I think most of the pages. I remember doing this, using this out of the inside. Was it the inside front or inside back cover? So, yep, there we go. It was this part here. And then I decorated it with some of that pretty patterned paper. What else have I done? There's only a couple of pages that I got around to completing. I did this spread, which I absolutely love. So I've used a bauble, absolutely love that. And then this was the poster that was in last year's Christmas magazine. Absolutely gorgeous. And if I hold this up, I don't know whether you can see, I added stickles to it and to the decorations to try and make it my own. So that was that page there. Also did this gorgeous hedgehog and painted it in gold paint. Love that. And I think, oh no, I can feel one more. I did this page here with the globe, Merry Christmas, and added a few images on the right hand side, and that is as far as I got. So let's see if we can finish this off. I'm going to start off by doing this small page here. I absolutely love the nutcrackers, and I just think that nutcrackers will go really well with the blue. Any of these ones here on the right hand side would work. This pinky colour here goes with the pinky colour in the leaves. I absolutely love that page, and I think I'll probably end up leaving this as it is and maybe putting some kind of a quote. Now I need to cover this up. I have found, let me just get it. This beautiful gold leaf design, and this is from issue number 8. I've also got a piece, if I can find what I've done with it, of this, which was left over from the poster. And so I'm just wondering whether I can piece a background together. I want to tear this out really, really carefully. I've got 2 of these, by the way. I did end up ordering another one so that I've got 2 copies. So I don't feel too bad about, you know, cutting this apart, but I'm really tight for space. So I need to be able to sort of pull this right back so that I can utilise every piece of this width. So I'm going to struggle with this off camera. And as soon as I've done that, we'll lay it down on the page and see if the 2 match. Okie dokie, I've cut this down. In fact, actually, let me just take this out of the journal just so that I can see exactly what I've got. So I don't mind this jaggedy edge. I'm quite happy to stick that down as it is. This is going to be a tight squeeze, but I think we can just about do it. And I can always use some washi tape as well in the middle, just if I've got any gap here. So I'm going to go off now and stick this down. And then, of course, I need to decide which of my nutcrackers I think will work best. That's glued on and it's fit perfectly. I've also pulled out this gold washi tape here that I thought might tie it all together. This was just in a set that I had from Stationery Pal. If I remember, I'll leave the link to it in the description box below. It does come in a set, but I think it was about £3 or £4. It was very inexpensive. I'm just going to add some more Pritt Stick to this because it's not very sticky. So we'll just add a tiny bit just to the back of that because I don't want it to unpeel. Let me just move everything out of the way. This is just kitchen parchment paper, by the way. I've got glue everywhere and I'm just going to stick that on. Whoops, needs to move up a little bit. Come on, up you come. Oh gosh, let's see if I can do that. That's not very straight. That will do fine. I think I don't think you'll really notice that little bit there at the top. If I can pull it up, then I will. And let me just trim that as well. Let's just trim the back. So that's our base. So it goes that way up. So I just need to decide now. I need to go and wash my hands as well because I'm really, really sticky. Which of my nutcrackers I think will work best. I've cut my little nutcracker out. I haven't bothered cutting any of the others because I could just see that this one was going to work best. So he's going to go there, something like that. I also cut out the Merry Christmas as well. So let's see if we can get this to fit. I think it's going to have to go like that because otherwise it's going to be too tight a squeeze. Maybe about there. So I'm just going to fiddle around with this and glue this on. And then I don't know whether I maybe want to add some dots on the other side or not. He needs grounding, that's for sure. Let's ground him first. I'm using one of the Derwent tinted charcoals. This is in burnt orange. Might need something a little bit darker, but I'm just putting a bit by his shoes here just to ground him, and then I can just smudge that in. So now he's no longer suspended in thin air. And then I've got one of these acrylic paint markers and I'm just going to add just a few little snowflakes. Not too many, just to break up the plainness of the top and the bottom, and that can go back into my journal. I really like how those two look together in my journal. They've got nothing in common theme-wise, but you know, the colour brings them together, so really happy with that. Now the next thing I've pulled out is this mindfulness colouring. I just really like the black and white theme of this. I think, you know, the black and white colouring pages are really nice to use, and we've already got the pop of colour with the sort of goldy burnt orange and the blue in the background. I think the best place for it to go would be here. I want to cut off the mindfulness colouring bit off the bottom because I don't think that's going to quite work for me. It also goes really well colour-wise with the next double page spread, so I think that's where I'm going to put it. Let me just go off to the paper trimmer. I'm just going to trim this down and then we'll see how we can get it to fit. Now, because I cut the bottom part off, I've got a shortfall, and I'm going to use some of this washi tape just to fill the gap. This is another one that I had from Stationery Pal, but I just thought that the design was just absolutely perfect because we've got these white and gold leaves, goldy bronzy leaves that mimic the design around this wreath. And so I've got an idea. Let me just pop this back together. It's one of these that's got a backing to it, which is a bit more fiddly. But there we go. It's to protect the gold. So I've pulled out a chrome marker. This one here is a high gloss liquid chrome marker, and it's by a brand called Sigwong. It was just a cheap set that I got off Amazon. And what I thought I'd do is just colour in some of these leaves. So let me just have a look. I've just been priming this. Let me just screw it together, and I'm just going to colour in some of these just to add a bit more colour, and just make it a little bit more festive. You know, this is sort of mindfulness crafting, isn't it, where you just sit down and take your time just to, you know, do some colouring in. So that's what I'm going to do. It will also go with a couple of the other pages that I've already got going on in the journal where I've added some metallic colour. So I'm just going to go off camera now and do this, and as soon as I've done that I'll be straight back. Now, I've just been out for a couple of hours and I've left this to dry. I'm really happy with it. If I tilt it, can you just see how shiny and reflective that is? I'm really impressed with these pens. For anybody who knows, I love my Premio Prime Premio pen, but I just couldn't get anything other than the really fat chisel pen. This comes in a set of 4 different nibs as well. So we've got this one here, which is the bullet tip. We've got the fine nib. I wish I'd opened all of these because I thought they were all the same, but we've got the fine nib as well. Should probably have used that. There's the chisel tip, the fat chisel tip, and this one here is sort of like a small chisel tip, but yeah, no, really good quality pens. I think they're about £10. I think I paid. If I remember, I'll leave the link in the description box below, but if I forget and you want to know, do remind me. Now, I want my page to go on here like this, and because my pages are removable, I'm going to have to be careful about how I do this and slice it down the middle. So I'm just going to turn this page inside out like this, and then I'm going to add my glue to both sides and put it on here, and then I'll be able to just score from the reverse side there, and as soon as I've done that, then I shall add my washi tape. So as I've said, glue on both sides. I'm just going to use a glue stick, and then I shall make sure that I've got them held together like this, with a little tiny weeny, sort of probably 1 millimetre gap, and then I shall stick it on. So as soon as I've done that, I'll be straight back. That's glued on, and I'm going to pop it on my cutting mat, flip it over, just use my metal rule and just really carefully now, because I've left that little gap, just cut down the centre. So I've got my craft knife here, just being really careful to do that. There we go. So I've still got my 2 pages intact. Of course, now I want to add my washi tape to this side here. So let me just peel off a piece that's long enough. Let me just tear that there. And then I'm just going to peel the backing off. I think this is quite sticky, so how sticky? Yeah, this feels really sticky. So I'm just going to line it up with the edge here. And that will just fill in that gap. And I'm just going to trim now across here, and then I'll need my corner rounder then just to round the edges. So back into the journal, and fingers crossed I've done this right and I've not got anything upside down or back to front. And then this one tucks behind here like this. And then, as you can see, they marry up and meet in the middle. And I've still allowed myself my pages to be removed to work on the other side. So I'm really happy with that. Isn't that pretty? So let me just turn it round this way so that you can see it in all of its full glory. So if you've got a page that is too big for your journal, just turn it round the other way. I love that. I want to do something with this page next. I absolutely love the reindeer here, absolutely beautiful. And the images here with the hearts, we've got the mistletoe, the history of mistletoe. Love this postage stamp as well. So I'm going to fussy cut some of these bits and pieces out. I'll probably just go straight across this one here, fussy cut out my reindeer and use pinking shears to cut out my stamp. I might even fussy cut around this mistletoe, holly berries and heart here. I also thought that I could use Kathy. I just absolutely love these black and white animal images. We've had Mr. Pig in the past. We've had lots of cats as well. So I'm going to probably sort of end up fussy cutting this too. And let's see if we can piece a page together. I've got all of my bits and pieces cut out. So I just want to try and see if we can piece this together. I might not use all of these pieces. Now, I wish in a way that I'd left more of the white space, the grey background here, because I've got this gap in the middle. I think I've got a solution as to how I can remedy that. I want to keep the Latin name for mistletoe is Viscum album. I think that's quite a nice thing to go in there. I do want to have Kathy, and I'll show you the page in a minute. She'll go somewhere like this. I don't know whether I'm going to use the history of mistletoe. I don't know yet, or the postage stamp. I've also got this little quote about mistletoe. Ancient cultures such as the Celts believed that mistletoe had magical powers. They saw it as a kind of sacred plant and used the berries and leaves in fertility rituals. That superstition is still held today in some parts of the world. People also hang sprigs of mistletoe in their bedrooms to ward off nightmares. Interesting. So I don't know, I could maybe put the stamp there. I think what I'm going to do is stick this down first. I've got this washi tape and I thought that would go really well to just fill in that gap. And then of course I can glue it to my page. Now I'm just having a look here just to see. You see, that's going to be about the right height. So it needs to go something like that, but I do want to make sure, as I say, that I've got the Latin name for mistletoe is Viscum alum. So I think I shall apply some glue to the back of the reindeer's husks, horns, what do you call it, and stick that down there to start off with, just to try and hold things together, and then we'll patch it together bit by bit. And I'm sure that you are all screaming, antlers, Nina, it's antlers. I think my brain has gone completely to mush. It's been a very, very long week. Now, I just want to try and fill this void, and I've got some of this checkered washi tape, which I think will go really well. I've pulled out a piece of paper just wide enough to slide underneath, because of course if I stuck this to the back it would be upside down. So I just need to stick a piece of washi tape onto this piece of paper. Now this one's a bit funny and tears strangely in places, so just doing it really carefully. This is about my third take on this part of the video. So there we go, and there you see it started to go all funny again, but we made it just in the nick of time. So cut this off. In fact, I can just fold that over the end, and then I can carefully place this underneath and let's see whether this is going to work. I think it will. Because it's so thin, it's just going to be a bit tricky to do it. Oh, good grief. Come on, you can do this, Nina, you can do this. And there we have it. So I shall just stick that on like that. And then, you know, if you didn't know that there was a piece missing, I don't think you'd even notice. So I'm going to glue that on as well. I think I'll just add a tiny bit of glue to the top of this, like so. I'm using art glitter glue just because it's got a really fine nozzle, so I can just add it straight to the top. There we go, that should do fine. Let's just put my pin back in, and then let's see if we can work out how to do this. I think I'll do it like so, just trying to make sure that I've got it fairly straight, and then I can cut this end piece off. I think that will work just fine. There we go. See, I don't think you'd be any the wiser. It would look as if that was just part of the background, so I just need to trim that there. So now I've glued my page on, I can just fold this over and give it a good crease. Use my cutting mat then and my cutting tool and just slice through there, just making sure that I don't cut the folds of the other pages as well. It's getting dark here, so it's quite difficult to see. Have I done it? And are my pages still intact? Yes, they are. So of course now I can put these straight back in my journal. Now all I need to do is glue Kathy on. So she's just going to go on the edge of my page here. I'll use the bottom of the page to ground her, so I'll stick her on there like that. And then finally, because of course I've got 2 copies of the magazine, I've chopped out the other page and I've cut off the bits here that are hidden. So where did these need to go? So that one will go there like that. It would have been just far too fiddly, I think, for me to have cut around it before I glued the antlers down with a Stanley knife. So because I've got 2 copies, then this is what I've done. Of course, you could always photocopy the page as well. As long as you're using it for your own personal use, then you can, you know, do that as far as I'm aware. So I'm going to stick these on, and I think that will finish off my page really nicely. I've still got a couple of extra bits. Of course, I've got this little blurb all about mistletoe, the history of mistletoe, and my postage stamp. But I'm not sure I really want to use that. I suppose I could put that there. Maybe that would look quite nice. I think what I'd like to do is take a look at it through the camera lens and see what it looks like. I don't want it to become too busy, but you know, let me know what you think. I am going to use the postage stamp. I'm going to glue it right here like this, because I feel as if we've got this gap just on this right hand side here. I've got some glue on this part of the postage stamp, which I'm just going to remove using a microfiber cloth. But I love that page. That's come together so well. That was not easy, guys. That was a really fiddly page to put together, but I love how it's turned out. I absolutely love how this page, this spread has turned out. I don't know, there's something really pleasing about black and white with a few pops of colour to me. So, you know, and I just love the exercise of putting it together. It's like putting a jigsaw puzzle together, just getting the elements to fit. So really happy with that one. We've also got the Nutcracker, which we did today. Love this page as well. I will probably end up just putting some kind of a quote on this page here. I love the colours, I love the design of this page, so I don't want to cover it up. Maybe I could find a small focal image. I don't know, I'm sure something will spring to mind as we go through the process. And then of course we did this page here as well, which I absolutely absolutely love. The wreath with the gold, well, it's supposed to be bronze, but it's more gold. I just love that pen so much. It's so shiny. I didn't think I'd find anything that would be as good as my Premium Prime Premio pen by Uchida, but I'm really impressed with these. Hopefully I'll remember to leave the link for you in the description box below. So I am leaving it here for today, but I will be back next week. I'm going to try and do a couple of videos, Daphne's Diary videos for you, and putting a few more pages together. There's still a couple of images in last year's issue number 8, 2023 that I'd like to use in this journal, but I also want to start chopping into issue number 8, 2024 as well. So for those of you that are putting your own Daphne's Diaries together, your glue books, hopefully you'll follow along. But, you know, I hope today's video has given you lots of ideas and inspiration. Do let me know what you think in the comments below, but most importantly, thanks for watching. Take care everyone, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye for now.